stars explode in the quiet night.
The change in the turtle reef's pace was a profound geological shift. The gentle, hypnotic thrum that had been the background noise of Aris's existence became a powerful, driving rhythm. The living island was no longer drifting, it was journeying. Its colossal flippers, each the size of a mountain range, carved deep, purposeful strokes through the ocean, pushing it with surprising speed towards the equatorial currents. Aris stood at the edge of the mossy plateau, the wind of their passage whipping at his clothes. The once distant line of the horizon now seemed to rush towards them. He felt like a passenger on the back of a god, heading towards a divine appointment. "Whisper any update on Pod Alpha Prime's trajectory?" he asked, his eyes scanning the skies. The atmosphere was clearer than he'd ever seen it, the storms having receded to distant, anvil-headed clouds on the periphery. The air itself tasted different, cleaner, charged with an electric anticipation. Pod Alpha Prime has consolidated. It now numbers over 30 individuals, including several recently recovered from the toxicity. Their course is a direct intercept with our own. ETA to convergence, 6 hours. 30, Aris tried to fathom the scale. 30 leviathans, each half a kilometer long, moving as one. The thought was both thrilling and humbling. As the hours bled away, the world itself seemed to hold its breath. The usual chatter of the reef's smaller fauna quieted. The wind died down to a whisper. Even Oceanus, hanging immense in the sky, seemed to watch, its banded atmosphere swirling with a silent, patient grandeur. The first sign was a vibration in the air, a deep thrumming that was distinct from the reef's own pulse. It was lower than any whale call Aris had heard before, a foundational note that seemed to emanate from the ocean depths and the sky at once. The water around the reef began to shimmer, not with light, but with a sympathetic resonance, creating a complex pattern of interfering ripples. Then they appeared on the horizons. Pod Alpha Prime was not just a group of animals. It was a living weather front, a migratory mountain range. Their sheer mass displaced the air, creating a visible bow wave of condensed cloud vapor at their forefront. Their pearlescent hides, reflecting the gold and violet of the rings, made them look like a fleet of ancient celestial galleons. Their bioluminescence was not the weak flicker of sickness, but a steady, proud glow, painting their fins and flanks in soft, pulsing patterns of blue and green. Aris felt his heart hammer against his ribs. He was a scientist, a man of reason, but the sight evoked a primal, profound awe. He activated his recorder, his voice a hushed whisper. "Log entry, the convergence is beginning. The scale is indescribable." The turtle reef began to vocalize again, not a groan of effort, but a deep, resonant hum that harmonized perfectly with the foundational note from the pod. The entire island was singing back. The lead whales, the largest of the pod, reached the reef first. They did not fly over it, they circled it, their flight paths describing a vast, invisible spiral in the sky. Their calls shifted, becoming more complex, weaving melodies around the reef's steady drone. As they circled, they began to descend, lowering themselves until their immense underbellies nearly skimmed the tallest of the reef's rock spires. "Whisper, what are they doing? This is unprecedented proximity." Observing, "The behavior has no precedent in my survey databases. It appears to be a ritualistic or communal interaction. Scans indicate a massive exchange of bioelectric and pheromonal signals between the whales and the reef form." The bioluminescence of the whales began to change. It was no longer just a glow. It became a projection. Swirls of light, intricate as galactic arms, bloomed across their bodies. They pulsed in time with their song, with the reef's hum, with the very rhythm of the world. Nebulae of green, spirals of blue, and bursts of gold unfolded against their pearlescent skin, painting stories in light that Aris could feel but not comprehend. Then the song deepened further. The whales closest to the reef opened their mouths, but not to feed. From their cavernous throats came not just sound, but visible, shimmering clouds of processed gas and microscopic ice crystals, rich with hydrogen and complex organic compounds. This shimmering mist descended upon the turtle reef, settling on its forests and lagoons like a celestial dew. It's a nutrient transfer, Aris realized, his scientific mind finally grasping a thread of the miracle. The whales are feeding the reef, they're giving back. The reef provided a stable platform, a beacon, and they're thanking it. The reef, in turn, seemed to bloom. The purple moss at Aris's feet began to fluoresce with a soft, violet light. The strange, fern-like trees lifted their fronds, their tips glowing with a matching radiance. The entire island was answering the sky in a symphony of light. The climax of the convergence was a single, unified note. Every whale, every cell of the reef seemed to pour its essence into one profound, world-spanning chord. It was a sound of pure, unadulterated life. It was the sound of a planet healing itself, of balance restored, of gratitude and communion. For a moment, the very light of Oceanus's rings seemed to brighten, as if in approval. Then slowly the note faded. The whales' light displays softened to a gentle, steady pulse. They rose higher, their spiral unwinding, and began to form up once more into a pod. Their course was set now, not for the reef, but for the rings, for the dormant, frozen emerald band, to resume their ancient, migratory feast, now free of poison. The turtle reef's pace slowed, its great flippers returning to their slow, steady rhythm. Its hum faded back to the familiar, deep-hearted pulse, but the light in its moss and trees persisted, a gentle, remembered glow. Aris stood in the sudden, profound silence, tears he hadn't realized he'd been shedding cooling on his cheeks. He had not just witnessed an ecological recovery, he had witnessed a ritual, a ceremony of cosmic scale. He had seen the true heart of Aethelgard, and it was not in the rocks or the seas, but in the connection between its children. He looked up as Pod Alpha Prime, now silhouetted against the brilliant violet of the outer rings, began to sing again. This song was different, a traveling song, a hymn for the long journey between moon and giant. It was fainter now, but it was woven into the fabric of the world, a permanent part of the wind and the water. Log entry supplemental, Aris whispered, his voice raw with emotion. The cure was not just the dormancy of the algae. The cure was this reconnection, this song. They are the tides of the atmosphere and their music is the sound of a whole world. He closed his eyes, letting the last, fading notes vibrate in his soul, a memory he knew would sustain him for the rest of his days.